Yeah, I'm just hoping that my. Hey, Matt, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Mr. Chair.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Rick.
How are you?
Morning,
Good.
Matt.
Good morning. Morning, Emery.
Matt, I have the agenda in front of me. When there's ample attendance, just let me know and we'll kick this meeting off.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joseph.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, Vicky. We can only see the top of your head, Vic, just so you know.
That's the best part.
Colleen, did you see the email from Dino? Can you call?
I can call if needed too. Colleen, let me know.
I think Colleen's calling right now.
All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning, Matthew. We just need one more from our side, Terry.
All right.
So hold on. Anyone in the queue, Colleen, or no? Let's see anyone.
Matt, I'm not sure if I can't see everyone. Is Jen Brady with us yet?
She is.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, there's someone at the front desk of our office trying to come to the meeting, but we don't have an office at the moment, so Colleen's trying to figure out who that is.
Matt, could it be Ken Flato?
Could be. I mean, Colleen's on the phone right now with security because they gave us their number. So
Looks like Ken's on.
Ken's there, okay.
Ken's here. Yep.
Ken's in. Oh, thank you, Ken.
Good morning.
All right, Chairman Rooney, we are all set if you want to get us started.
Thank you, Matt, and welcome to the March 26th meeting of the MPO. Let's call this meeting to order at 10:04. Can everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Seeing you don't have an office, I'm assuming there's nobody present that wants to publicly participate there. Do we have anybody online that would like to publicly participate?
We did not receive any online requests for public participation, so I do not believe anyone is on.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 3, item number 4, the approval of minutes for the January 29th meeting and the March 10th meeting. Are there any questions or concerns? All in favor of the approval of minutes?
Oh, we need a motion and a second
Motion.
first.
Okay, motion for the
I
approval.
make a motion.
Anne Marie, thank you.
A second?
Second.
Who was the second?
Who seconded?
Linda, okay, thank you.
We clarified there's no discussion. Is there any discussion? Just to double check. Okay, hearing none. All in favor, approval of the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any against? Hearing none, motion passes. On to item 5 of the agenda, Bridgeport Stanford TMA MPO certification review. Jennifer Brady.
Yes, good
Hello.
morning, everyone. Hi.
Okay.
Matt, were you able to kind of bring up the presentation?
Yeah, I think Colleen's going to do it.
Okay. So hi everyone, Jennifer Brady. I'm with the Federal Highway Administration. I do participate and kind of oversee some meetings that you have. I am your MPO or Metropolitan Planning Organization representative. I am here in the Federal Building in Hartford, and I'm here with my federal colleague today from Federal Transit, Brandon Burns. So we want to talk about the Bridgeport Stanford TMA certification review and hear from you. And it doesn't sound like we have people from the public, but anyone from the public on how the transportation planning process is going. So I'm just going to keep talking through slides. It's okay. There's nothing rocket science in these slides. But again, I'm in Hartford and my colleague Brandon with the Federal Transit Administration is out of FTA Region 1. He's located in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Give me one
So-
second, Jen. I'm going to pull
Sure.
it up right now. Colleen's having some
Sure.
audio issues, so give me 1 second.
I can try as well. If
I have
you-
I have it.
I
I'm
have
pulling
it
up.
here, Matt, too, if you need me to do it.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
No problem. Thank you, Christine. Share my screen. Oh, there's no sharing turned on, Carl. Can you turn on sharing?
Federal Highway and Federal
we go.
Transit have made the transition to Google. And so sometimes sharing and everything else is not as easy for us anymore. But so thank you to Matt and your team for doing this. So I'm on slide 3. Again, we don't have a lot today. We only want to take 5 or so minutes of your time. So why are we here today? You may recall, some of you, but we are Federal Highway and Federal Transit are required to jointly certify the transportation planning practices of metropolitan planning organizations, or MPOs, that are within transportation management areas, or TMAs. TMAs are really just areas of population greater than 200,000. So we're required to do this, and we conduct it no less than once every 4 years. I did do the review 4 years ago. And that was conducted in July of 2022. So we really, when we do these reviews, we are tasked with ensuring compliance with the Infrastructure Investment Jobs Act, IIJA, and federal regulations. Next slide. Today we want to understand your opinions. How is transportation planning in the Bridgeport Stanford TMA going? And solicit any feedback. There's a handout and materials online too, and at the end of this presentation that kind of give you our contact information. If you feel more comfortable kind of emailing me or my colleague, please feel free to do that as well. Do you feel that the planning documents are easily made available and that you have an opportunity to participate in the planning process? Do you feel the project selection is fair and reasonable? Are you getting the technical assistance that you need as it relates to transportation planning? Anything that we hear, again, from you and the public, and we've got additional meetings we held with the Transportation Technical Committee, and we'll be going out to another agency that covers the Bridgeport Stanford transportation management area. All the comments we hear, we're going to consider that and document it in our final review. So next slide. So the outcome of this, as background, the federal team, we started reviewing a number of documents over the last couple of months. We're going to be meeting with staff from the Greater Bridgeport Valley MPO, and again, that's covering some of the Valley towns and the Greater Bridgeport area, as well as Southwest Connecticut. So we're going to be meeting with staff in April, 2 full days, to kind of talk through some of our questions that cover many different areas of transportation planning. And we're meeting with you to get information. And in July, we make a certification determination and we issue a report. The categories are either certified, subject to corrective actions, or not certified. It is very highly unlikely that you would not be certified. Again, I occasionally attend these meetings and work with both COGS, and so I kind of know the good work that you're doing, but we do have to kind of show that, because if for some reason, and it's very highly unlikely, it could impact
Hey, you
funding.
could just bring that in.
I guess I'm going to turn it over to my colleague from FTA to kind of talk through a couple more things, documents that you've heard in this group. But Brandon, are you available?
Yes,
You
hopefully
should be. Yep. We
Can you
got
hear
you,
me okay?
Brandon. Yep.
Are you getting background noise or anything? I've been having that problem
Nope.
with that.
No issue.
All right, great. Yeah, so I guess we can jump to the next slide. And again, I'm Brandon Burns. I'm a transportation program specialist with the FTA Region 1 office out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. So first up, so what is the planning process? The planning process is by which transportation decisions are made and projects are planned, selected, and prioritized for implementation within the region. So why is this important? So this basically describes how federal funding will be allocated within that region, and this is usually done on an annual basis. Also, due to the limited funding, the MPO must prioritize the regional needs and determine those projects that best meet performance goals and objectives. So that have the most public benefit. This will also this process lays out the framework for future transportation system in the region.
I'll re-sign it.
I guess we can jump to the next slide. So who is involved in this process? So MetroCog, as well as WestCog, the Connecticut Department of Transportation, the public transportation operators in the region, the federal team, which is FTA, FHWA, as well as other federal, state, and local partners. And lastly, the public will also be involved in this. Next slide. So the products of this process and what we'll be reviewing, the Unified Planning Work Program, the Metropolitan Transportation Plan, the Congestion Management Process, Transportation Improvement Program, and the Public Participation Plan. And these should all be completed through the 3C process, so continuing, cooperative, and comprehensive planning. And it also should take a multimodal approach as well as solicit public input. Next slide. So pretty brief presentation. I guess now we'll take any comments, questions, and if you have anything else, Jennifer. I see Dan might have his hand up.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you very much. I'm Dan Len. I'm the new first selectman in Easton, which is a small town near Fairfield and Bridgeport. I'm new to this. Could you I understand we're down in the details here, but could you just kind of give a high level policy restatement of, obviously there's some big problems with the transportation. What are sort of the goals? I mean, obviously the traffic is bumper to bumper every day from Bridgeport basically to Stamford and Greenwich on the Merritt and 95. And also the trains. I used to take the train every day from Fairfield to New York City. That the trains are, basically substandard compared to other, countries and regions. So, I mean, what is the high levels? I mean, I know you're probably focused on fixing bridges so you don't have like a Mianus River Bridge kind of thing, and you need to do that. But like, can you just, for someone like me who's new, is there a goal, to basically try to work on the bumper to bumper traffic, which makes it impossible for someone like, if I want to go to a meeting in Greenwich at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., it's virtually impossible to drive there. I would maybe have to take the train, and then, the trains really aren't that great, compared to other train systems. So like, what is that part of your planning, or are you just sort of, keeping the bridges from falling down and that kind of thing? Like, are you trying to, fix this? It's also an environmental problem too. I mean, you have cars bumper to bumper just pumping out fumes every day. And it's getting worse than people always used to say Long Island was worse. Now Connecticut is worse than Long Island, and nobody wants to even drive through because they know they're going to get stuck for hours. So like, can you just kind of touch on your role and how you're looking at that urgent, traffic congestion, number one, and then I guess I don't know if you touch on the trains, but if you do, can you kind of give us for someone like me who's new, I don't know if you get into that, or are you just more like the maintenance people, or, like, could you just explain your role?
Sure. And then I'll let both Matt and Rick kind of provide some comments. So I also understand the Connecticut DOT commissioner may be talking to your group in the next few months. I know he's been going out and really asking for feedback. But from my perspective, So I work at the Federal Highway Administration, my colleague Federal Transit here. So we're here today to talk about the metropolitan transportation planning process. So we understand the congestion down there, and what Matt and his team and Rick and his team do is they're in charge of all the background, the studies and the planning that understands where are the congested corridors. They're responsible for preparing a congestion management process that identifies the bottlenecks, and they're responsible for coming up with strategies. And as you know, there's limited federal funding, so there's so many bottlenecks and things across the state. And the federal government, we really, a number of years ago, wanted to understand performance and performance-based planning. So the state of Connecticut also has data on bridge condition, pavement condition, things along those lines. And so they're taking that information in addition to the good planning that MetroCog and NVCog and even Southwest are doing for the area. And they're coming up with priority locations. And so the planning process really Brendan talked about some of the key transportation planning documents that you're required to prepare. But I think what I'm hearing is that congestion management process really talks to what some of your concerns are with, it's getting worse, and how do we address that? There's other federal funding programs that, I'm not here to really talk about, but travel demand management, there's funding that goes to this part of the state to support the CT rides program that goes out employers and encourages them to talk about ride share and kind of provide incentives for taking other modes of transportation. So that's in a nutshell. But you know, again, Matt, Rick, I understand the commissioner is coming to talk to this group to kind of tell you a little bit about the money and where's it going. I just heard him speak to another region yesterday talking about the concerns with the special transportation fund that's in jeopardy of insolvency in the next year and a half or so. And he wants to hear from you, I think, at a future meeting about some of your concerns. So, Matt, Rick,
Yeah,
did you
thanks,
want- Yep.
Jennifer. Yeah, we do have the commissioner scheduled to come, I believe, for our June meeting. But I will confirm that. I think he's coming to the COG meeting, not the MPO, because I think he already did NVCOG, or he's scheduled to do NVCOG already. So yeah, the commissioner will be coming for Selectman Lent, and I certainly understand your comments and your concerns. I mean, I think for the federal folks that are on the call right now, I mean, they were here specifically to talk about the certification review that is a requirement by federal law for them to certify the MPOs every 4 years. But I'd be more than happy to stand to sit down and talk with you further about kind of the larger planning processes that go into this region, and how that work does bring about projects and identifies projects to help alleviate some of those concerns. Unfortunately, we're at a place where we have limited space and a lot of people trying to move in the same direction on a regular basis. So there is only so much we can do with the funding available in order to mitigate some of these congestion issues. But we do planning work continually, ongoing work to try and identify where those potential opportunities are to address some of those issues.
Right, yeah, thank you. Like I said, I'm new. I don't understand all the context, but I figured as long as we're on the topic, maybe it would benefit everybody to just kind of get that high level. So I appreciate that. Thank you
No
very
problem.
much.
Very welcome.
And there were no other questions, so I figured I'd ask a question.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Danny. I appreciate your question. If you go to the next slide, and again, you might have received a handout with this. If you prefer to kind of drop me an email about, any of your thoughts on how it's going or anything else, or my colleague, here's our contact information. Thank you for your time. And if there's no more questions, I guess we turn it back to you.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. I will stop sharing now.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Brandon. Moving on to action items. Amendment FFY 2025 to 2028 TIP STIP FHWA projects resolution 2026-07 attachment C Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is that Christine? Thank you,
Christine,
Christine.
yep.
So moved by Christine Vitale. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mayor Chess, I saw Mayor Chess first. Sorry, Joe.
That's okay.
Okay. Who was the second from, Matt?
Mayor Chess, Town of Stratford.
Okay, second from Mayor Chess. Discussion. On to you, Matt. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, so we have three projects that we're amending to the tip today, or up for amendment to the tip. The first one is Project 0020133. It is a continuation of the Naugatuck River Greenway in the city of Ansonia. This project will further the Naugatuck River Greenway between Clifton Street and Nolan Field Complex. The project includes a multi-use trail, culvert and drainage improvements, signal modifications, river overlook, crosswalks, curb ramps, and a small parking lot. This is a funding mechanism through the Transportation Alternatives Program, and it was selected through the competitive prioritization process and approved by the MPO last May, or almost 2 years ago, May 30, 2024. So that's project one. Project two is a district-wide computerized traffic signal upgrade on Route 34 in Derby and Orange. The purpose of this project is to replace aging traffic signal infrastructure to achieve state of good repair, and will deploy intelligent transportation systems, or ITS. The replacement of the CTSS will involve new fiber optic communications and will allow Connecticut DOT to use advanced technologies to monitor and reduce travel times. The project has the potential to deploy adaptive signal control technologies as well as connected vehicle technologies. So these automated traffic signal performance measures will allow CONDOT to review and be proactive at making adjustments to improve traffic flow and reduce congestion. This project is supplemental to work started under Project 0036184, which the GVMPO approved as part of the 2021-2024 TIP. So it's a basic continuation of projects that we've already worked on in this district to upgrade traffic signal operations to allow for better monitoring and better mitigation of congestion. And the third project is project.
It was on our end. You signed in twice.
Hold on.
You're all set.
Kelly, can you mute the second mail already, just so we don't get back on? So project 144-199, it's Connecticut Route 127, the Pequannock River Trail connector in Trumbull. This is also a transportation alternatives funded project, was selected through a competitive prioritization process and approved by the MPO in January 27, 2022 and amended in May of 2023. The purpose of this TIP amendment is to increase the construction phase from 920,000 to a little over 1.5 million from the Federal Transportation Alternatives Program, and the increase in the local share from 230,000 to 390,000. The increase is associated with the road diet elements and related signal work to accommodate the trail. Those are the three TIP amendments contemplated here.
Thank you, Matt. Do we have any discussion on any of those items?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to note, and I apologize, Matt, I didn't notice this until last night. So on 0002-0133, the TA project, it refers in the ecosystem and here to Clifton Street, which is a different street in a different part of the region. It's Clifton. It should be noted it's Clifton Avenue.
Okay.
In all places, which
So
is
noted. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, it's just a different location. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Matt, so you'll make that correction
We will make that correction. Yep.
and you'll reflect it in the minutes?
Yes, it's yeah. We reflect it as such, and we will make the correction, and we'll work with CONDOT to make sure that is corrected, because this is pulled directly from the information that we received from Connecticut DOT. So my guess is it was just a transposition error of some sort.
All right, great. Rick, thanks for picking that up. Really appreciate that.
For which specific item? Sorry, so I can note.
This is for the project 002-133, the Naugatuck River Greenway. It's
Okay.
Clifton Avenue, not Clifton Street, Matthew.
Thank you.
Simone, thank you. We'll make sure we note that.
Great, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I could,
Yes, go ahead.
just want to note that I appreciate the amendment to the Route 127 trail connector in Trumbull. Just want to make that comment. Thank you.
Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you, Vicky. Any more conversation, any more discussion? Any more discussion?
If I might, Mr. Chairman, just for the benefit of the Valley members, in particular, the second project on signalization, as Matt said, is a continuation of 36-184, which was a Main Street Route 34 project in Derby. This was separated from that project, so there was question and discussion a couple of years back at one of these meetings about that element of the project. So it was originally included in the project. It was separated out. Now CONDOT is coming back with the resources to upgrade technology and signals out to the interconnected system. For those of you who are experienced Route 34, from Orange to New Haven, it is a interconnected signal system. And then there's a gap back to Route 8 from Orange in Derby. So this will plug that gap and should significantly enhance traffic flow through that area.
Thank you, Rick. Anything else? Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll close the action items. Item 7 on.
We have to vote on it.
Oh,
Mr.
I
Chair.
apologize.
No
Yes.
problem.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. On to other business, next meetings. Matt?
Yep, just our next meetings, and they are scheduled for May 28th, 2026 and July 30th, 2026. And as we had to do earlier this month, if for some reason the emergency amendment comes up, we will schedule a special meeting to accommodate such needs. But as of now, May 28th and July 30th are our next scheduled meetings.
Great.
Okay. Thank you. And 2027, 2030 tip?
Megan, do you want to touch on the tip?
I can, but it looks as if First Selectman Lint had his hand raised.
Oh, were you on new business? Or are you still on the tip?
Nope.
I'll talk about the tip real quick. So we are beginning the tip review process. We received the list of projects from DOT. Staff is reviewing that internally. We anticipate public outreach beginning in mid to early April, and you'll be seeing a version of the new tip, sometime then. And it will be at the May meeting for your approval.
Thank you, Megan. As we noted in a previous MPO meeting, we are working with Connecticut DOT to move back to a 2-year approval of the tip. Typically, for the last number of years, we've been doing it on a 3-year cycle. That causes some issues between the state and federal fiscal year. It also causes some problems moving projects from one tip to the next. So we're moving back to a 2-year cycle on the tip update. So if you're thinking that we just did this, you are correct. It's sooner than it typically had been, but we are going to be going forward on a 2-year cycle. Just to remind you all of that change.
Thank you, Matt. Any other discussion? Okay, there are no items of new business on this agenda. Motion to adjourn
I
at,
make a motion to adjourn.
okay, second. There was a second there somewhere, Matt.
I see Mayor Chess had raised his hand, so I will go with him as a second.
We'll adjourn this meeting at 10:30. Thank you.
All MetroCog folks, please stay. MetroCog, please stay on through our meeting. Ken, don't leave us.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, and